Good evening, everybody. And what do we say? Live from Cambria, it's Thursday night. Um,
We're good.
so it's the first Thursday of the month. So we're ecstatic that we're going to get another tour of one of the fabulous yarns from our friends at Manos del Uruguay. For those of you that don't know, Manos del Uruguay has been around since 1968. For 52 years, they've been producing fabulous yarn and other products. They actually do make other products. They just don't sell. They're just not available in the U.S. on retail stores. Um, uh, they're a certified fair trade yarn. As far as I know, that's still the only fair trade yarn in the industry because it's expensive to get certified as a fair trade product. And it's a women's cooperative. I mean, it's actually owned by the women that produce the products. So that's very, very cool. It's a wonderful country. When Chris and I were down there, actually, it was 4 years ago, this coming spring. Um, and we just fell in love with it. It was just full of wonderful people. Everybody was so warm and welcoming. Um, just a really amazing experience. And today, so we're going to turn it over. Today, we're going to talk about Silk Blend, which was one of Manos's original yarns. It was actually, as far as I know, their second yarn they ever produced. The first one is the Wool Classica, their hand-spun kettle-dyed yarn. Um, Silk Blend is a DK weight. I should let Belle talk about all that stuff. So then I'll start shutting up now, but introduce our fabulous and her, I guess she doesn't have an official title, so we titled her Yarn Guru. For those of you who don't know her, one of their most amazing staff members, though we have a whole team of great folks. For those of you who don't know her, take it away, Belle.
Hello. So I'm Belle, apparently decided yarn guru.
That's right. That's right.
And this month I chose Silk Blend as our monthly Manos. The whole thing was I was going to be like, it's sweater weather, but today was 80 degrees. So that didn't, work out as well as planned. But you can still enjoy this yarn, and it's going to, by the time you finish your sweater out of Silk Blend that you're going to buy today, you'll be all set. The weather will turn for you. So Silk Blend is 30% silk and 70% merino. As Oz said, it's we think it's their second yarn they ever came up with. So it's got lots of colors. Look at them go. And there's some hiding behind our little mannequin gal there. They come in space dyed. That's where you've got these really variegated colors, as well as a whole bunch of tonals. Tonals being the ones that are mostly solid, but we don't say solid because they do have some variation. And so there'll be some models here I'll show you where you can see that slight variation. It gives it a bit more depth, as well as the fact that the silk in it really comes out in the Silk Blend. It's a single ply, it's very plumpy, it's a DK, and it's got a lot of loft because of that single ply. So it's very fluffy, very soft, it's wonderful. It is not a super wash, so you do have to be careful about that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. We've got folks coming in here buying it constantly because you try it once and you want to make everything out of it. Apparently the folks at Fairmont Fibers also agree because the Silk Blend patterns, both purchase and free, are their largest collections by far on their website. They've got a ton of beautiful patterns. I brought in just a tiny, tiny little sampling of some of this stuff. It previously very popular patterns and some really nice stuff. Like I said, I wanted to kind of focus on these warm, cozy pullovers for winter. But there's a whole gamut of patterns they've got, and it's beautiful, wonderful stuff. So I guess we'll jump right into it. Oh, and it was 150 yards per skein, but I didn't cover that. So you can do quite a bit. You don't have, you can make gloves with them, make a hat. Two will make a scarf, and then multiples. But it's the size is nice for doing these kind of like color work things. Where you just need one little skein because you don't need a whole lot of color here. So you don't have to have a whole bunch of leftover yarn. So the little skeins work really well for that. This is, so I'll jump right in. This is Grinalda. She is a yoke, gosh, I'm losing all my words. A stranded knitting, we're there. Stranded knitting yoke pullover. Um, what I really liked about this, like I said, we're getting into those colder months, but maybe you still want kind of, you know, like a casual t-shirt type thing. This I think is adorable and perfect for that. And one of the things I really liked about it is this little colored detail. You've got that at the hem, if you can see it there, the neckline, and then the sleeves. And I think it just is a really nice finishing touch. It gives it just an extra kind of, not quite sure, just finished. I can't think of another word besides that, but it's just a really nice, really easy, tiny detail. Where you take a color out of your color work and you just do a band around the top and bottom and edges. So it's really nice. This is Grinalda. We didn't do kits for this, but we're happy to help you pick out colors. With these kind of Fair Isle tops and pullovers, it's very traditional to have these light backgrounds and have these dark and saturated and very high contrast poppy colors for your color work. And so we're happy to help you pick out colors for one of these. And then also we can use this as something of a stand-in. We made kits for the Jessica Pearl pullover, which is a beautiful stranded colorwork yoke sweater. Again, it's got long sleeves, a really nice kind of diamond pattern, again, kind of like this. Unfortunately, it did not arrive. You know, it's always fun to have some excitement happen. So the Jessica was shipping to us from another yarn shop. So unfortunately, we don't have it yet. But we did make kits and we put them online, and Oz can show us those kits as well as highlight the main Jessica pattern.
I will do that. So let me show you. And first I'll show you the Grinalda. There's the sweater that Belle just showed. All the patterns that Belle is going to show you, I think we'll have them all online. So you'll be able to see them all. So you can buy the pattern right from us and we'll just email it out to you or print it or whatever you need. And then the kit that she was just talking about, again, go up under kits, the Jessica Fair Isle pullover.
And also, I bet, since I did put colors together, I have to double check the contrast color numbers. But we could probably work off of these kits. If you like the Grinalda sweater more than the Jessica pullover, we could always pull from those color combinations that we already made for the Jessica pullover. You could play with that in the Grinalda. But yeah, we're always happy to help you choose colors.
It comes in a bunch of different sizes. And then the colors, and I can just go through, that's the color of the
That's
pattern.
the original one.
And then these are some combinations that Belle put together.
I tried to hit all of our major color groups. So, you know, if you prefer blue, if you prefer greens, I threw in a couple fun ones, of course, some red ones. And as you can see, so the yarn that's going to be up in the left-hand top corner, that's going to be your main color. So for most of them, I tried to keep that light, and well, except for this one, of course. But I really made sure I looked at all the colors together and make sure they have nice contrasts and that they pop. And if you notice the original pattern, two of the colors tend to be pretty close, and then one color is kind of your pop color. So I went with, because I thought the original pattern was very successful for how it looks made up with these original colors here with the marzipan, hot toddy, marsala, and guava nectar. There we are. Let's look at that beautiful picture. So two of those colors kind of blend a bit, and I think it's nice. And so, and then you've got a third color in the color work part that stands out a bit more. And so with the other kits that I put together, I tried to pull the same kind of concept of you've got two yarns that kind of go together, and then you've got one little pop yarn that still works with all the other friends. So, you know,
You did a good job of picking colors.
Oh, thank you. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of
Well,
this.
the names need to be changed.
I know. So this was the first time I had really fun names. Well, I thought they were fun names. I chose a bunch of words from various languages from all over the world that spoke about cold weather, and some of them were really interesting. Oh gosh, I'm gonna biff it because I forgot the origin, but there's essentially a word that meant weather that is only pretty to look at. So it's like stay inside. It's pretty through the window, but stay inside. So I had all these great names, but our new system, we can do this handy little drop down, which is very nice for putting the kits together. Unfortunately, is not allowing us to put the names in. So we'll have to see about, I don't know, maybe we can
Gotta
add
fix
it in the
that, Oz.
Yeah,
yeah, we can add it in the description or something.
yeah,
Part of the
I
fun
think
is the names you put on them.
like in the image,
Thank
maybe
you.
up here. Yeah,
There we go. Yeah.
yeah, I could put them in the image, I think, next time. Hey, you know, we're doing the best we can.
But you can always do more.
That's
But are you Oz?
that's right.
So yeah, I really like the Jessica pullover. Like I said, this is close. She's trying to stand in, doing her best. But we'll hopefully get that in the shop. So if you're local, you can come by and see the Jessica when it comes in. And maybe a future stitching in your slippers, we can hold it up and you can get a better look at it. But it's the same concept of it's going to be Farrell knitting, yoke, standard kind of yoke construction, where you're going to work top down, do your yoke, and then split for sleeves, and then knit down. The Jessica also has at the end of their long sleeves, they've got a bit more of their little patterning right there, kind of right before the cuff, which is really pretty. It's kind of fun. So I really like the Jessica and the Grinalda. Let's be nice to her. So that's one kit. I'll go to the next kit because that's fun.
So Belle, this was Christy. So
Hi.
the Jessica comes with the 4 skeins as a kit. Is that
No,
how I?
so that's all representing all the colors. I believe it is actually only one skein of each of the contrast colors, but the main body color ranges from, what is it, 6 to 12 skeins, because they have a nice, fairly inclusive size range, which is good. So they've got all the different sizes, and those will be listed on the pattern.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. This is the Vergul wrap. And what I really liked about this one is that it's knit on the bias. And so you've got these fun kind of zigzaggy edges. It's very simple knitting. It's just increases and decreases, but very effective, especially with the way they did the striping. And then you can see it kind of intensifies there at the end. And then you've got a square edge. So it's this kind of asymmetrical, really interesting piece.
Yeah,
And
I
it's,
love that.
yeah, and it's just luscious silk blend. And sometimes you want fairly mindless, simple knitting. And here it is, but to great effect. So we put together some kits for this one too. This one, assuming I'm pronouncing it correctly, this one is called the Vergul wrap. And let's see. It's 4 skeins of the main color and one skein of each of the 2 contrast colors. And so we put together a few kits for this one, as well as you can buy the pattern standard alone. And we're always happy to help you choose colors. There is one imposter kit in here because apparently we had some discontinued yarns and Oz had to quick make substitutions.
That's right.
It's an
Right. There was
imposter
one, the
kit.
original one, there was like 2 of the colors had been discontinued. We went, oops.
Oh, I didn't check it before I left. Oh man.
So I used, so what I did was substituted colors that were incredibly close to what she originally chose. So, you
We'll
know,
let it pass.
yeah. And Belle was away, so I couldn't say, no, Belle, is this okay? So,
I couldn't
yeah.
supervise. But so these are really fun, and it's interesting when you're trying to choose a base color and really nice contrast colors. You know, you can get carried away. Sometimes it's easy, and sometimes it's a little tricky. So but I tried again, tried to get a range of people's color wheels. You know what your preference is. We just have a small collection there, but nice and fun colors.
The original looks like it's a cocoa brown, a dark brown, and an ivory. And that's not what it is.
No, it's not. So the original, the main color is called rust, and I would call it like a brown, like a brown maroon. And then it's the oxygen, yes, which is kind of a minty pale blue.
It doesn't look that way on the TV or on the computer.
Well, part of it is going to be that silk in here. It just bounces so much light and it's so shiny. I think it's going to throw your colors off a little bit, unfortunately.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the briar color, yeah, it's a bit of a woodsy, greeny brown.
And putting those colors next to each other, that was a thing we actually learned when Chris and I took the 4-day intensive class with Laura Bryant. When you put colors together, it changes them. But oh yeah, I can see the blue tinge in the mints. But you're right, it looks whiter than the yarn is if you just look at it by itself. I agree.
Yeah, as they influence each other sitting side by side.
That's a great piece. I like that.
I do too. I really like this piece. Oh, well, maybe that's why I brought it in. All right. And oh, look, it's our friend Cabrito.
Hey.
Hey, our friend Cabrito, sneaking in everywhere, that Cabrito. So this, now we're getting into the pullovers I was talking to you about. This is another one. It's kind of, it's a yoke top down. What I loved about this was this beautiful lace yoke. How fun is that?
Is that the Sowerby?
Might help if I said the name of it. Yes, the Sowerby pullover.
Okay.
And so this is Silk Blend and Cabrito held together. And what's really fun is their latest colors. If you like this kind of monochromatic, you know, the mohair is the same color as your Silk Blend. And they intentionally recently, their newer Silk Blend colors match with Cabrito colors. So I thought that was really neat. So there's an easy way to kind of get really close. Plus they're expanding the Cabrito line. So we can definitely find a nice color match for whatever Silk Blend you purchase. Also, again, you can do that fun thing where you play with the colors and how the Cabrito changes your main color. With the Silk Blend being fluffy and DK, it's going to be a little bit, see, I love that. Look at that detail.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
What kind of pattern is that? Is that like a cable pattern or what is that?
Yeah, it's a very small, mostly, yeah, we can get kind of close. So you can see it's on a reverse stockinette background, which is going to make all these knit stitches really pop. And it's a lace pattern in the fact that you've got some, whoops, you know, reversed with this mirror here. It's hard to, which way am I going? It's easier just to show it on the yoke. So you've got this lace, these eyelet details. And it's, I think it is cabling or, no, I think it's just
So like
knitting
a
together.
with, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just decreases and increases. And so it's not really, it's very doable. That's one of my favorite things to say, very doable.
Yeah, I don't think it's cables. I think
No, because it's just so simple and it's just a few places.
yeah.
And I'll show it to you on our website as well. So there's the pattern.
And all of these, this is, I think, the one suggested with the least amount of ease. But pretty much all of the sweaters I brought in are suggested to have really relaxed fit. And so typically you describe a relaxed fit with anywhere from 6 to 9 inches of positive ease. So what you would do is figure out your full bust circumference and go up from there 6 to 9 inches. You're going to add to it. And so you've got your finished bust circumference here for this piece, and you're going to choose whichever one will give you a nice relaxed fit.
And it's
So
done
they-
on 9s and 10s, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because so one of the great things about this pullover is, yeah, we're getting colder, but you may not always want something like super heavy still. And with this little eyelet detail, you're like, well, is that really gonna help you in the cold weather? But that's where the mohair comes in. And it makes a really big difference as far as trapping that heat in and keeping you cozy while not being super bulky and heavy.
How many skeins do they require? And also, can they be hand washed or it needs
Yes,
to be
this
dry
is
cleaned?
hand wash. It's non-super wash, so you want to hand wash it.
Okay.
And let's see, 5 to 8 skeins of silk blend and 4 to 5 skeins of cabrito, depending on size, which size you choose.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
The other
And then
piece, it's knit, it's also worked in one piece. It's a top-down one-piece garment.
yep, it's yoked. Oh, and I didn't even show this part. See, the details just keep going. So you've got it around the base as well. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's very effective. That's the Sowerby pullover.
I don't know who designs their patterns, but they do a great job.
They do a great job. I think it's a whole team of them. They've got several creative ladies.
They sure do.
And then I
Very
believe they
impressive.
do guest designers every now and then as well. So this is the Wildy.
Jennifer Owens designed the Sowerby pullover.
So this is one of those that definitely they want you to do a relaxed fit. This is just kind of a cozy, throw it over, especially with the stitch that almost makes it look like it's a thermal. It's like a very relaxed waffle. And how they achieve that is you've just got a very, whoops, there we are,
Oh,
spaced
Very
out
nice.
regimented set of seed stitch, essentially. So you're just gonna throw in a purl stitch here and there on the knit side of your work, and you'll get this all over. It's not quite a seed stitch. It's like a relaxed waffle.
I love that one too. Now, is that just straight silk blend or is it a mix?
Yes, this one is straight silk blend,
Okay.
and it's a boxy cardigan. You're gonna do it in pieces. It is seamed, but it's got a great relaxed fit and shape. It's comfortable. See it on there. I like the color too, kind of a raisin color. Oh, but so here you can see this tonal. So this is what we mean by a tonal yarn. You can see it's not this flat color. There's some depth and interest to it.
And what's the name of it again?
This is the Wildy. Wildy?
Wildy, Wildey.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Where's
share the
my-
screen again.
Where'd my card go? There it is. Or you could just go to that. And this is 8 to 14 skeins, depending on which size you choose. Sarah Solomon designed this one.
I like that one too.
Yeah. Looks like you've got some short row shaping on the shoulders there, but the rest of it is just a boxy fit. Drop shoulders with your sleeves. Nice long cuff at the bottom, so you can roll it up if you want, but the cuff around the waist matches. Not the cuff, the ribbing. it's kind of nice having this big wide band of ribbing at the bottom.
Mhm. That gives a lot of style.
Yeah, it does. And I like that so many of these pieces have just really simple ways of making them really nice. You know, stepping it up. It's not just a throw over, pull over now. It's, you know, it's a really nice piece that you can wear out
Yeah.
to dinner. And they're simple to do, you know, it's not hard, but it's really nice. So that's this one.
So you know what else is interesting? I'm noticing with a lot of these last couple of ones, a couple of these sweater patterns use a lot of different needle lengths and sizes. Like this uses 2 sizes, a US 5, 24 or 32 inch, and a 60 inch circular, as well as a US 4, 24 or 32. Yet another reason to have your Addy click set.
Oh, yeah. A lifesaver.
Yeah. This is the Lambert.
Hendrix Ross.
Oh, look, another Sarah Solomon. She does some nice sweaters. This one again is meant to be worn with quite a bit of positive ease. This is a raglan construction, but it is not a top-down construction. This is more of a traditional raglan construction where you're going to knit the front piece and the back piece and knit the sleeves separate and then seam along the raglan sleeve here for the raglan shaping. And then you'll pick up and knit your ribbing around the neck, which I kind of like how wide it is. And you've got this, you know, one little single strand of knit and then your pearls in between. So it's a, you know, not a standard boring ribbing. And this, I believe this is a broken ribbing or mistake rib stitch here on the sleeve.
So you could fix that though, right? Even though it's a mistake rib.
You know, how depending on how much a mistake being in the word bothers you.
That's pretty too. I like
Yeah.
them all.
And so again, I like these so much because they're beautiful, they're comfortable, but they're easy. Anybody can make these. We're happy to help anybody make these. And this one, you know, looks like it's kind of like a dressed up, spruced up, comfy sweatshirt, right? But you could, again, you could wear it around the house or wear it to dinner. Well, if you're going out to dinner, we're not really doing that right now, are we?
Here, and I'll just share the screen real quick, just so everyone can see. There's the Lambert.
Lambert pattern. So yeah, you can see how she's got that extra ease. It's just supposed to be a really nice, relaxed fit.
So this one would be, looks like would be more conducive if you wanted to use one of the
variegates.
Oh yeah, one of the variegates, yes. Because you don't have an all over, yeah, if you don't have an all over pattern that you're worried about, you know, wanting to see, you've just got this great big swath of stockinette, which is perfect for variegate yarns. Definitely, yes.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
It might even be fun to do the body in a variegate, and then you could pick out one of the colors from the variegate to do your cuffs and your hems and your collar.
That would be stunning.
In a solid color, so you could see that really pretty simple ribbon as well.
That's a great idea.
Great minds think alike, Belle. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, as many ways as you can play with color. Let's do it. This is the jalapeno. Jalapeno.
Doesn't look like a jalapeno.
It's spicy.
Yeah, but it's hot.
Give it a try, Elizabeth. So what I liked about this, again, here we are, a beautiful, simple statement piece.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Not difficult at all. This, like, you know, complicated looking band here, that's beautiful. This is just stockinette and reverse stockinette. That's it. You're just doing knits and pearls.
Really?
It's just knits and pearls. And you're actually, it's pieced together. I believe it's, yeah, without shaping really. There might be some short row shaping at the shoulders here. but you're gonna piece it together. This is reverse stockinette throughout the body. And then you're gonna seam it all together, pick up your stitches all the way around for the collar. You're knitting the collar this way, and it's just knits and purls.
For heaven's sakes, that's gorgeous.
Isn't it lovely?
How long is it? I can't tell how long it is.
Let's see. It's
Good size.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Right.
let's see. It might go to your bum. I wouldn't say it'd cover your bum, but it certainly could. I think this is definitely one of those patterns that would be very easy to modify.
Yeah, make it longer.
Exactly. Yeah, that's an easy fix. And you've got this nice, lush, cushy collar. I like that it can kind of go up high on your neck, keeps your neck warm.
Yeah. Again, a great design. I'm really impressed with the designs.
They do some beautiful stuff. And like I said,
Impressed.
make sure you go check out Fairmont Fibers website, because their little bank of patterns for silk blend is very large, and there's gorgeous stuff in there. I was scrolling through again to find these patterns to look them up.
I'm not hearing the first word of and fibers.
Oh, Fairmount. Sorry.
Fairmount.
Fairmount. FAIRMOUNT. FairmontFibers.com.
Thank you.
And there'll be, what you can do is you can go to patterns. They've got free patterns and paid patterns, and they've got a way to sort them by yarn. So you can just click on Silk Blend. And that'll narrow it down to all the Silk Blend patterns. And there's quite a few. There are several. It's like, oh, why didn't I bring that one in? Oh, that one's nice. Oh, that one's good. So yeah, it's hard to narrow it down. There's a lot of beautiful stuff for Silk Blend out there, because it's a delicious, wonderful yarn. Yeah, it's a DK weight, which there are so many great patterns for DK weight. It's a perfect kind of in-between weight, especially for these, these in-between months. We're not quite into winter yet, but it's chilly. So you want,
Belle,
yes,
sorry, may I see the end of sleeves, please?
Yes.
And
Oh, yes,
also
I
how
for
many chains? Yeah,
look
it's
at that.
beautiful.
yeah, this also has that beautiful little detailing.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
how many chains is
Let's
this
see.
require?
All the sizes. Oh, I only have one on my tag here, Oz. This
This
is 36.5 finished circumference, and this is 9 skeins.
So they range
Beautiful.
from 8 to 14 skeins depending on size.
Okay.
And here I can share the screen again to show what the pattern looks like on our site anyway.
That's really a nice looking.
Isn't
Right.
it? Yeah. And so then this one's knit on 6s.
And here I can show you the Fairmont Fibers website as well that Belle was talking about. Fairmont Fibers is the that's the U.S. distributor of Manos yarns, and it's called that because it's like Fairmont Square in Philadelphia, because that's where they're located.
That's the center of all the action right now.
It is.
Philadelphia.
So this is the Fairmont Fibers website. And like Belle was saying, you go up under patterns, they break it down to free as well as paid for patterns. But even the free patterns, and then you can say, I want to sort by yarn. And they have 16 free silk blend patterns.
I really like, see this middle one here, the Maramoto?
Oh yeah.
I love it. It's a trapezoid shawl. I think it's beautiful. I love the idea of just swathing myself in this bundle. I think I'm ready for winter is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're
Just-
all gorgeous.
Yeah, and so you've got a whole range, here's cowls, here's hats, there's little leg warmers.
Oh, can we look at that bright one on the brightly colored
This
stripe?
one, the Mooney
The
star.
Mooney.
Yeah.
Bring that up.
So that was
the
for
local
one of
yarn store day 2 years ago.
yeah,
What fun is that?
yeah. And
Very,
of course, oh, sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it was not related to this pattern. It's like
Yeah.
the little pinstripes there.
Yeah. And this is designed by Quinn. Quinn works at Fairmont Fibers,
Okay.
as does Sarah.
I believe is that garter and then reverse garter, I think is what that is.
How can you have it
Yeah.
reversed?
So you would instead of knitting every row, you would purl every row. And when you
Oh, and then switch to, okay.
yeah, so when you
Yeah.
put it next to a knit garter, it you can see that break and you see that change. It's kind of a fun way to play with it.
Interesting. I like, well, it's bright colors. That's why I like it. But
Yeah, it's fun.
I love that one.
Yeah, Quinn does really, for those of us that like bright colors, Quinn is our guru.
Okay, well, Quinn,
Yeah, it's too bad you can't do a search by designer.
yeah,
Yeah.
Quinn's my gal. I love that one. What fun is that?
Yeah.
And it's
And then
9 different colors.
wow.
Oh,
May I ask a total approximate cost to make that jalapeno cardigan?
So the solid colors for Silk Blend are $15.50 per skein, and then the space dyed colors are $16 per skein.
Okay.
So if that scarf was what, 9 skeins you said?
Well,
But
this
the
one,
was
she was
how many
asking about the jalapeno.
Oh yes,
Right.
this okay, the jalapeno. So yes, this jalapeno with 9 skeins approximately. 139, 140.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
plus the cost of the pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is $6,
Yes.
Well,
The-
but right.
be clear.
It's true. No, you're right. You're right.
I love those little details. But it's going to be a beautiful piece. You can wear it, especially around here, you know, come summer when we've got our foggy days, you can still wear this. It's lovely. You just layer it over lighter layers underneath, heavier layers in the winter. And oh, they do a Pradera wrap, which is their classic hold 2 yarns together and slowly gradiate from one to the other, from one end of the scarf to the other. So they do a Fino Pradera as well, which is fun. And actually, I think that's it. We don't have our Jessica pullover, which, you know, stuff happens. The mail has been a little crazy lately, but we got most of them on there. Any other questions about Silk Blend, about the patterns?
Is that a hat hanging on the,
This is a hat. This one is, this was kind of a fun hat. We no longer have the base yarn. This was Gloria. They discontinued it, but it is very easily switched out with either Maxima or Alegria Grande. So it's kind of neat. You're working with a worsted for the body. And then this little contrast band is the Silk Blend. And it's a little garter band with stripes, and then it makes a fun little circle on the top. Got that nice star. Another great way to play with colors. And
So
actually,
is that a shop pattern or a Monos pattern?
this is a Monos pattern, I believe. Yes, an Elo hat pattern.
And I'm frantically,
Focused
there we
here?
go.
Yeah, it's kind of focused.
ANELLO? Is that what?
ANILLO.
ANILLO.
And I just went to the Fairmont Fibers website. Under purchased patterns, to Bell's point, there are 49 patterns for
Yeah.
Silk Blend on
You've
the
got a few
Fairmont
options.
Fiber.
You've got a few options.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to play with colors and yarn. I also think, you know, especially if you're making a color work sweater, Silk Blend, we've got a couple. If you've got scraps from your color work sweater, you
Yeah.
make each of these stripes a different color.
Oh, that would be fun.
How
Yeah.
fun would that be?
Well, that's a great idea.
So there you
Well,
go.
you could, that brightly colored scarf I liked. Then you
All
could
right.
Yes.
make a hat to go with it.
Yep.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah, and then you've got the whole range, like I said, the whole range of Maxima for the base or Alegria Grande, depending which one you'd prefer
Uh-huh.
as your base there. Yeah, it'd be lovely. And this was knit on 7s and 5s. 5 for your ribbing, and this is a twisted rib stitch. You can see because it stands out a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 7 for the body. Doo, doo, doo.
Cute.
I like how they kind of pop out because it's, you know, the garter against the stockinette. You can see the little profile there.
Right.
It pops out. And then, of course, you know, our standard
Oh, that's right.
ribs and open weave.
This is the scarf that's launched 1,000 knitters here at the store.
So it's, you know, yarn overs and ribbing. You can see the ribbing there when you pull it apart. This is 2 skeins on US 7s. Great holiday gift. It goes to, yeah, it goes really nice belt length.
And that pattern does look great in a variegated as well. When we first did it, we weren't sure, we went with a solid because we weren't sure that it would look good in a variegated. The very first person that made one brought it in a variegated and put it on the counter and said, "Oh, you missed out." Because
That's good to know.
yeah,
And
so
what
don't
this
be
pattern
afraid of
called?
getting a variegated for that one.
This is the ribs and open weave scarf. It's a free pattern here at the store.
So we don't have it on our website. It's one you could, so if you say, oh, I want to do that out of Silk Blend, if you order 2 skeins of Silk Blend, just put in the comments that you'd like the ribs and open weave pattern. We'd be delighted to send it to you.
Okay.
And I believe it's just a 1-line repeat, right? It's not even a 2-line repeat.
It's a 1-row repeat.
Yeah. So that's nice TV knitting.
It is.
And you can get it done for gifts. If you're not like me and you actually knit for other people and don't hoard all your yarn. So,
Yeah,
and Silk
and
Blend,
that's a piece too. There are many people, single ply yarns as opposed to plied yarns. One of the characteristics is they tend to pill more than a plied yarn. That scarf, well, I know it's over 8 years old because we had that in the old shop on Burton Drive.
you can see some of that.
I
fuzz.
think once we've hit it with a depiller in, let's call it 9 years. And it's probably more than that. So this yarn actually holds up pretty well. And that scarf gets way more abuse than anything that you've ever owned in your life.
Wow. Yeah, it looks wonderful.
It's because it's in a yarn store. It gets handled constantly. We throw it around. Everybody wants to look at it, as well they should, and then they feel it and they fall in love with the yarn, and away we go.
Yeah. And one of your trade-offs is, yes, the single plies do pill more, but they tend to be fluffier. They're going to be, you know, really kind of squishy and bouncy and fluffy for whatever weight they are. They tend to look a little plumper. And that's that single ply that's kind of just filling up that space.
Do you think this pattern, can it be unisex? So it's more like for the female?
I don't think I would gender just about anything. Yeah, I would make it for a man. Why not? Because what's nice about this, because you've got these eyelet bits, these yarn over bits, is you can kind of scrunch it down and it can go thin. Or, you know, it's got some breathability, some air. It's not real bulky around your neck, but it still makes a difference. That beautiful silk and wool is gonna kind of hold that warmth, but it's not going to be overbearing.
Dotted pencil.
So I think especially, if a smart gentleman were to put this under his nice little tailored jacket, you can wear it. One of my favorite ways to wear scarves like this. You can almost do like an ascot thing, which is very masculine, supposedly. You wear like that under your tailored jacket and your cool guy sunglasses, you're set.
Yeah, do it in, as we say, guy-friendly colors, gray, blue.
No, you got to get better guy friends than that.
Yeah, but it's,
You push their color limit.
yeah, you just make it in gray. Yeah, I mean, I would think that could be it. It's tough when we talk about gendered pieces. We were in the store one time and I was showing some guy was looking at a hat that was in the store. And, it was just a generic kind of I think it was a beret kind of a hat. And he was going, well, is this a man's hat or a woman's hat? And there was a woman across the store and she turns around and she goes, sir, I think the requirement is that you have a head.
Yeah, I've heard from numerous people. There was a couple came in and he's like, oh, I really like this hat, but this one's for a woman because you can see the knits are really big. The stitches are very big. So he apparently, if the yarn is too big, then it's for females, not men, for women, not men. So yeah, there's all kinds of ideas about things, but I think for the most part, if you like it, wear it. Any other questions?
You're looking for.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I think if you don't want to do the yarn overs and you really want to play it as safe as possible, just do a rib. Just do like a 3x3 rib.
You can rib that whole pattern. You just leave out the.
That's right.
So this pattern, I was gonna say you could leave out the yarn over on this pattern. It'll make it a little less narrow. I mean, a little more narrow. But yeah, I think on this pattern, on that grueling 1-row repeat, just leave out the yarn overs. What would you do? You knit them?
So the middle part, which is the ribbing between the laced part, is a knit one, purl one rib. So it's a 1x1 rib.
Yeah, so you could just do the whole thing in a 1x1 rib.
Right.
Or you could do like on one of the other pullovers where you do, a single, knit 1, purl 3
Yep.
type thing.
Yeah.
This one I think is, yeah, maybe this is more of a broken rib. But you can play with your numbers like that and that'll make it really interesting. You could also do it where, do a twisted stitch. So, knit 1 through the back loop, purl 3, knit 1 through the back loop, purl 3. And so that'll make your knit ridge stand out even more. And you could do, whatever numbers you want to do 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 1 and 4. Ribs are fun like that. And they're classic. You can't go wrong with a rib.
And then do it in gray. Gray, maybe blue.
Now talk them into a color. Spice
It's
it
red.
up.
Red's a good one for a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the classic, the white or the ivory. So,
Or camel, the cashmere camel.
yeah, do it in the cashmere camel, do it in the white, then it's like the silk scarf.
Yeah. Or you can do some really beautiful, deep jewel toned fall
Right.
colors. I mean, look at that. That would be lovely.
Oh yeah, the
I wanna have it
green.
here. This is a new one, Lush. Is this Lush? No, this is Pine.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's got some blue. It's like a bluey green. It's really
Yeah.
dark and deep. And this silk really makes these jewel tones shine.
You made a
They
loop.
give it a lot of depth. Here's that rust that the Rigul wrap was made with. What else we've got? Yeah, they've got some beautiful deep colors.
Yeah, then you could certainly go to, and there are, you know, guy-friendly variegates as well.
Yes, lots of guy-friendly colors. Here's, you know, all your blues and greens.
And green is good.
That's pretty.
Yeah,
I
this,
was gonna say the same thing. That's a lovely color.
yeah, this one's
Really
great.
like
This is called Deep Sea.
Oh, that's why I like it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a very popular color.
Yeah, this is a great color. That'd be a very guy-friendly color. Here's your kind of classic fall colors. Where's the other one? There was like a gray. No, there's a gray marbly one. It's got a touch of purple, but it's nice. Maybe it's this one. You want to go for some more neutral colors.
And if you folks, you know,
Oh,
haven't,
sorry, go ahead.
no, that's okay. I was just going to say, so I'm going to share the screen so that you can see. So to find all those, if you're on a computer, go to our website, CambriaYarn.com, and go up under yarn. And if you go yarn by brand, go to Manos del Uruguay. And then scroll down to where it says line. And in here, this is where you'll find the silk blend. So these are all the colors of silk blend. And there's
There's
a
a lot of them.
I think we've got what, 80 or something like that in stock.
Good grief.
Yeah,
3 pages of them.
it is pages. There's pages and pages. Yeah, this is a good,
Yeah, it's got some blues and some brownie neutrals. It's Adobe.
go.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Stains,
Yeah.
stains.
It would go great with jeans.
That would be pretty made up in that one sweater we talked about.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it would. Yes. And if you did a contrasting band, you've got so much
Yeah.
to work with. You could even pull out some, you know, if you did like a kind of pale petal color, would even work with that.
Yeah.
And here's some of the new colors. This is the La Perla. It's
And
like
these
a,
are the newer colors that have matching Cabrito skeins colors with them. So you can get a La Perla Cabrito and La Perla silk blend, and you can make that Sowerby pullover.
That deep orange.
and yet more
Oh
silk
my.
blend colors. Yeah,
That keeps going.
yeah.
Well, the pair of pants I got.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Makes
there-
it harder to choose.
it's true. It's true. So because you know, here in the store, we stock every yarn Manos makes in every color. And we made that decision back when they had 3 yarns. Uh, it was a little easier to do that. I think they're up to like 15 different yarns now.
Wow.
And it's really funny that the folks at Fairmont Fibers, every time they come out with a new line, they always go, "Oh no, what are Chris and Oz going to do?" And we tell them, "Just bring it on. We're happy to find space for it."
Mhm.
Put together.
Yeah, you can see them. And again, as always, we are happy to help you with color choices. Because yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming looking at all of this, and especially if you're trying to combine, goodness, even just 2, and then you can get up to, you know, up to 4 different colors for some of these color work shirts or pullovers, sweaters and stuff. We are happy to help you choose colors. Even over the phone, if you're not comfortable coming into the store or you live a ways away from us, if you're on the other side of the country, we're still happy to help you. We can do that.
Absolutely. We get a lot of that. People will call us or they'll email us. And we're delighted to help you put colors together because we understand it can be overwhelming,
Yeah.
especially when you've got that broad a palette. And that's one of the things that we all have a great time here, is playing with color.
One of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, that's what we're doing. It's color. You know,
That's
it's,
kind of black.
and
Pick one of
yeah.
those.
So yeah, that's Silk Blend. 30% silk, 70% merino, 150 yards per skein. Certified fair trade from Uruguay.
That's great.
Uruguay.
Any other questions, comments? Order up. You know, the rent comes due again in a month, so.
Well, you did a really, really excellent job of picking out patterns or things to show us. They were all gorgeous.
Would
Oh,
you put
good.
your hand on the top row? Yeah, the blue one that's by your little finger. No, the other way. That one. To that one.
This one?
Pull that one forward so I can get a better, please, as long as. we're
Yeah,
doing-
this has a little bit of purple in it, and it's got some white and some blue, some periwinkle.
And what's it called, please?
It is called Blue Jay.
Thank you.
I thought that was, and give them the color number as well.
Oh, yes, yes. 31 or 3123
Thank
Blue
you.
Jay.
That's fine. It's a nice, rich combination.
It is.
Yeah, they've got some great colors.
And that's a color that's been around for a long time in this. line.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I have an old fashioned eye.
No, it's a classic color. They started off with the ones that we all love, and most of those original colors are still around. And you know, however many years Silk Blend has been around, it's still one of their top selling yarns. And like Belle was talking about, because it's one of the reasons they're in 50-gram skeins is so that you can do color work.
Okay.
These are 3 of their newer colors. Really nice.
Oh yeah.
And then this is the olive color that they brought in a few lines. I don't think it went quite across all the lines, but most of them is this really nice deep green color, and it's called olive. I don't think the number is the same for everything, but for the Silk Blend, it's 3055. That's olive. It's a really nice green. That one's more of a true emerald. The pine has that beautiful blue. And the pine is 3206.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great
Thank you,
job.
Beth.
Thank you, Belle.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Another
Big
successful
cheers for
month.
Belle. Woo-hoo.
Yay.
Woo.
That's
Thank you. Thank you very much.